Welcome to Budweiser Gardens on this lovely Saturday evening. It's the Niagara River Lions versus the London Lightning. Welcome to Knockstrom.tv, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe this game has everything. Competent shooters, very formidable front court opponents, and of course the back court where it has all the generals and the tools to do it as well. AP, I mentioned all that because, you know, there is no exception. I believe in my mind, this could be the game of the season, as we see right here. Joe Razzle just crossing us. So we talk about the Niagara River Lions right on cue. Sam Muldrow is one of those guys that we need to talk about because he has become a brute force this year.
Yes, he has in the top 5 right now in the league in rebounds, and somebody that's been a team leader for the way Niagara's been playing so far this season. He's going to be somebody I think that London will definitely be putting one of their main focuses on, especially on the offensive side, because they're going to try and make sure he can't get into the game offensively, especially in the paint area, because this is going to become
This is quite interesting because with Royce White coming back from suspensions and, you know, with all the activity that has happened that caused to this is his first game against the River Lions since that incident. So with that being said, what's the atmosphere going to be like between these two teams?
I think it's going to be partially tense, but also partially competitive. Because, of course, this is a very competitive game and a very competitive league. So this is going to be something where, yeah, that's going to be at the back of the minds of all these players, Aaron. But I think right now, a lot of them are going to be more focused on, can we get the W than let's focus on what happened the last time. They want to focus on what they're going to do this time, Aaron. So this is going to be something where, as this ball bounces around, they got to focus on making sure they get everything together, from the turnovers to assist ratios to getting your baskets into the net, because this is going to be an absolute shootout.
From the ball rolling to the ball bouncing, we talk about the London Lightning. We quickly talk about last night, a good one-sided victory over the Windsor Express. And then, you know, I think one of the players that stood out to me was Marcus Capers. But, of course, with Doug Herring Jr. coming back, you know, it proved that 3 players were in a double-double situation, so it's pretty good. So they must be feeling really confident about going on and trying to win 5 wins in a row.
Yes, right now the red-orange hot is what I said last night. So they got to keep things going, like you said, to keep that production up. But, of course, this is a very tough team to do it against the River Lions. They got to make sure they do keep up their shooting, because they shot in the high 50s and in the high 45-plus percentage in 3 points. Can they do that tonight? I don't know. That's going to be something I think the assistant coaching staffs were putting a key on for the London sideline, and something they got to make sure of. Speaking of three-pointers with the River Lions as well, I should mention Omar Strawn. He's going to be something for the defensive side to try and bring down the River Lions shooting percentages, because he's coming in today, Aaron, leading the NBLC in three-point percentage. 51% shooting for Omar Strawn since his return to the National Basketball League of Canada.
And, you know, last week we seen them play at the WFCU Center, and Omar Strong was quite on point with those three-point shots, so we can't expect anything less from him tonight. You can't expect anything less between these two teams tonight. So sit back and relax. We're going to have a good Saturday evening game for you. The Niagara River Lions and the London Lightning tip-off coming up next here on Knockstrom.tv. Saturday night here at Budweiser Gardens. We welcome you back here on Knockstrom.tv. London Lightning playing host to the Niagara River Lions. With Chris Croucher, this is Aaron Sanders. Chris, a lot of intensity riding on this game tonight. London Lightning, they want to win 5 in a row. And the Niagara River Lions, they don't want to drop 2 in a row. But I have a feeling this could go right down to the wire because of the firepower on both ends of the court.
Well, with the London Lightning, we saw that in the very first game of this head-to-head here. They put up 120 points on a team in Windsor that's known for their defense, a team that usually doesn't have too much trouble shutting down London. Instead, London put up 120, a huge number for them, and a sign of what this team can do when they've got the offense clicking on all cylinders. In Niagara, you have guys like Omar Strong, who's had a 40-point game in this league, Marvell Waite and Sam Muldrow, both having big years for this team. These are 2 high-powered teams. These are 2 teams that are going to have a little bit of a rivalry going. Of course, we've seen some physical play between these 2 in the past in this season alone. So it should be interesting watching these guys go head-to-head here. Probably a little bit of fire, probably a little bit of venom too, but a lot of fun.
A little bit of lightning too as we see them wear their alternate jerseys for this evening. So the Lightning will go with white with black and gold trim, and the Niagara River Lions with their traditional navy and green trim. The Lightning will go left and right on your screen, and the River Lions will go right to left on your screen, and they win the tip, and we are underway here at Budweiser Gardens. River Lions 7-6. They want to drop at least a victory before 2017 rounds out on them, as we see Omar Strong driving it to the basket uncontested, loses control. And the referees will say it is Niagara ball. So you see they're lightning quick right out of the gate. Now they have 2 seconds to deal with. High-low alley-oop is failed, and here comes the London Lightning on the move.
You can't let London have that. You can't let London have that shot. We saw them open up their game against Windsor, almost identical to that. This is a London team you have to stop from getting on a roll quickly, because if they get hot in the early parts of the game, they're going to keep that going for the rest of the night.
Ryan Anderson with that 3 right out of the gate, and Kyle Johnson snags the rebound. Royce White bring it up to the top. Over to Anderson again. Catch and shoots. That's what he does, and a quick rebound by Marvell Waite, who has been shining for the River Lions ever since coming in here at the beginning of this year. Strong. Waite again. Fires a 3. It goes.
Wanted the foul there. A little off kilter. Didn't get the call, but luckily still able to drain the 3.
Tie ball game at 3 apiece. We're just underway here in London, Ontario. Thank you for tuning in here for the London Lightning here on Knockstrom.tv. Royce White wants the pass. He gets it. He gets double teamed. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Skip pass inside. Capers loses control. Here comes the River Lions. Payon Boucard going all the way to the basket. Hits off the backboard, and a quick rebound by Capers. Williamson, one-on-one. Quick pass inside. Kyle Johnson.
London doing a great job running the floor right there. Kyle Johnson heads up, saw how the play was going, and also defensively, Royce White made a really nice play to reach out and block that shot by Payon Boucard without committing the foul.
Jalen Tate, another breakthrough guard for the River Lions. Strong has it. 5 on the shot clock. Darts a 3, and it goes.
Speaking of guys you don't want to let get it going early, Omar Strong, one of those guys, if he gets his shots early, he's going to keep that heat going the rest of the game.
And he's one of the few players that played for the Mississauga Power that are still playing in this league right now. Foul on the play.
You know, one of the others on London right now, Kirk Williams Jr.
That's true. We got 2 Mississauga Power leftovers.
And Marcus Capers, 3.
3, make that 3, and 1 Ottawa Skyhawks leftovers. And that's the guy who just inbounded it, the Marcus Capers, Ryan Anderson. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Royce fires a 3. In and out. Rebound by Waite, rather. 6-5 is the score. Niagara with the early advantage. Waite over the Tate. One-on-one against Anderson. Goes off Muldrow's pick. Pass inside to Muldrow. That is errant, and it will go the other way.
London really playing some tough defense here. They're playing really tight on almost every person on Niagara, making them take some errant passes, maybe not get comfortable on offense. I like this look from London right now.
And the London Lightning, they really came alive on those broken plays last night. Let's see if they could develop much more than that as they try to wrap up 2017 with the W. Quick whistle on the play. The Lightning will keep it. They'll inbound it at the sideline.
I have a feeling this is going to end up being a very physical game just based on the way these two teams are playing defense. Right away, they're in each other's faces. They're playing very tightly on defense. There's going to be some crashing and banging at some point when you've got that many guys playing so tight.
And Williamson, right off the bat, between two defenders, scoops it off with the left hand. Lightning regain the lead. Pion Boucard. Waith with the three. He's got it. So a very fast start for both of these clubs tonight as we're almost 4 minutes into this game. Kyle Johnson, on the other hand, gets it to go. That's a guy who's been getting the hot hand since his return from his injury. Steal by the Lightning. Good defensive stop by them. Here's Capers down to Anderson. Fires it from the parking lot. Gets the parking lot.
London shooting like they're still playing last night's game. They were, of course, killing it from behind the line against the Express, and they've kept those hot hands tonight.
They have real estate going on this Budweiser Gardens court as they lead by 4. Muldrow on the pull-up cuts the lead to 2. Anderson fires again. Can you say unbelievable? Ryan already with the hot hand. Overtones of yesterday. Heavy overtones. Waith flustered by Anderson. Driving. Falls away. Puts it in.
This is an incredible shooting display for first couple minutes of this game. Both teams just really feeling it and just connecting on almost all their shots here.
Now remember, the Lightning scored 129 points last night, so they're well on track with that in this one. So whistle off the play.
I mean, in all of this play, all of this offense, only 5 minutes, but we've already seen 15 shots and only 4 misses.
We might be in for some records, too, should this hold on to what we're seeing right now. Ryan Anderson so far with 9 points. Royce White inside, fights through the basket. You got to be impressed at how both of these clubs are playing if you're watching this here on Knockstrom.tv. Fantastic start for both clubs. Omar Strong misses the 3. Fighting for the ball. And here comes the Lightning again. Williamson loses control of the ball. And he said he'll take the wrap.
Unfortunate end to the play there, but Kyle Johnson, a great hustle play on the other end. Fighting after that ball, a couple of guys kind of looked like, it's going out. And he ends up being able to keep it in, catch him napping a bit. Unfortunately, unable to turn it into points the other way.
And this is what happens when you bring in the hustle for your team. It enables them to collaborate together and try to get an easy access for those passes. Waith, guarded by Williamson, and he gets hit. Williamson assists with the foul. So 6:32 to go in the opening quarter of this one. 18-13 is the score. As the inbound pass will go over to Pion Boucard. Jawan Hill is in the game now. On the pull-up is Omar Strong from the free throw line. Leads now cut to 3. White to Johnson. Can he get the hot hand again? No, he can't. Rebound by Boucard. And here he goes, clicking on all cylinders. Quick pass inside. Jawan Hill. Ooh, boy, the donut missed the coffee on that one. That was too easy for him to miss that. Anderson from the parking lot again.
Are you kidding me? Hand in his face and everything. Ryan Anderson is feeling it tonight.
If he shoots from half court, I'm going to have to leave this booth. He's skyrocketing with 12 points. Tate, the faller. No. Rebound by Anderson. He's en route to picking up a double-double early. Royce to the basket. And count the foul.
And that was a great little adjustment there to avoid the charging call. He just shifted himself to the left a bit, so it wasn't a dead-on hit on Jaewon Hill. An excellent little adjustment by Royce White there. We're going to have immediate timeout here.
23-15, and we're not even done with the quarter. Usually you get this type of score at the end of the first, but when it comes to these two teams with confident shooting, it doesn't get any confident than that. We'll be back in just a moment. (23-15) is the score. And no, this is not the start of the second quarter. We're just halfway into the first quarter. Chris Croucher, Ryan Anderson shooting from not only the parking lot, but from across the street and over there, entering London on that sign.
Well, I mean, London as a team shooting 75% from the field to start a game. How do you even stop that? And I mean, we mentioned earlier, Niagara's playing tight defense. This is not by any means a team that's having a bad defensive game. Just London, whether there's a hand in their face, for example, that last deep three by Ryan Anderson, Omar Strong played that about as well as you can without, you know, just grabbing the guy's arms. And it still turns into 3 points.
Omar Strong also leading the Niagara River Lions too. But then again, that's what you got to expect from a veteran like him. As substitution made on the play, Adam Cly comes in. Jaewon Hill tries to go all the way to the rack, but Ryan Anderson fouls him right as he's about to go into space. So Jaewon Hill will go to the line to shoot two. You got to be impressed about how Joe Razzle has corralled this team on to be quite an upsetting and formidable team in the Central Division. 7-6 record. They started off real hot. I mean, they picked up a couple of losses then and there, but they regained their composure in each and every game, and that's one of their keys to the success. White with the ball. Anderson misses that time. Rebound by Boucard. And here he goes going down the aisle. All by himself. Count it, baby, and a foul.
He did a little stutter there. He hesitated a bit before he went in and then drove, and I think that threw Kyle Johnson off a bit defensively because Boucard able to turn that corner. It was still a tough shot, but a nice little drive there by the Canadian. And
we're going to see Doug Herring Jr. come in for the first time tonight, and another substitution for the River Lions. Andravia Smith comes in for Niagara. So Payon Boucard, very impressive in his first year in NBL Canada play. And Niagara will bring somebody else in, Connor Wood. He's a three-point specialist off the bench, so you got to look out for him. .4:45 to go in the first quarter. Royce double team behind the back to Capers. Anderson, basket weaves to Capers. 8 to go.
Great
Anderson.
Defense here by Niagara.
Impressive. 2-3 zone works out. Anderson gets the banker. Are you serious right now, Anderson?
You know, he might as well just start throwing it at the rim whenever he touches it because it just seems like they're all going to go in for him tonight.
I think that's basically a good omen for how this game is going. Ryan Anderson just taking matters in his own hands. Cly flustered over to Wood. And here's J1 Hill on the pull-up from the top of the key.
Hill, a guy London's going to have to account for. He played very well against London in the opening parts of their last game here at Bud Gardens.
Herring skips it way over Anderson. Does he do it again? No, he doesn't. But a quick rebound by White. Ping-pongs the ball, gets the shot. No good. Tip in, no good. And it's going to be offensive foul.
Yeah, I think they're going to say Williamson pushed off a bit to get that rebound. Williamson arguing that call maybe has a little bit of justification there. Either way, it's going to be Riverline ball.
Substitutions for the London Lightning. We're going to see Joel Friesen-Laddie come into the game. He didn't play yesterday as far as we're concerned here. But once again, another three-point specialist.
Also the aforementioned Kirk Williams Jr. stepping into the game here. Looks like London wants to go a little bit bulkier out here, a little more tight defensively.
So large ball instead of small ball for the next little while. As we see Omar Strong going one-on-one against White. Fires a three, misses it. And the ball is loose, and a good save by Omar Strong. Wood inside, Clyde misses it, and here comes the Lightning. Royce to the basket. He gets fouled.
You know, I know Omar Strong took that three-pointer. I know he's known for his three-point shooting, but I think I would have liked him to drive it right there on Royce White.
Well, the guy who has his back turned like that, you could just go attack the basket. And you know what? That's one of the keys to the game for both of these clubs tonight. If you really want to throw off your opponent, just go right inside to the basket because, once again, these are two of the top teams when it comes to points scored in the league. So you got to expect that. Jalen Tate into the game now. Returns as Royce White sets up for his free throws. Not a good free throw shooter, but we mentioned last night he makes up for it with his size and his ability to attack the basket. And penetrating the defense is what he does the most.
You know, sometimes with White, the way he plays inside, crashing and banging, you don't always need – obviously you want to make the free throws, but I think it's almost more important that he's consistently drawing those fouls and taking out the would-be defenders because there's not a lot of guys that can match up well against him in the inside.
He realizes he's a target, but he's willing to take on that challenge. Dwayne Smith into the game, too. Good spin move inside. Dwayne Smith misses it. So too many easy shots missed by the River Lions in the early going. Royce with the step, slip and slide, and whistle on the play.
And again, we saw an example of White just moving his body, making a little adjustment to turn that charge into a blocking foul.
And one thing about big guys like Royce White, he's able to do such wonders in the mid-range, too. You'll never know what happens. Quick three, and it's good.
A lot of people forget Capers can make those three-pointers now. It's one of those things he added to his game. You cannot leave him open, especially in the corner there.
He has matured in his last few years with the Bolts, so you got to expect that. 28-21. Jumper is good. Jawan Hill already rising up to the occasion. White, double team, behind the back to Capers. Clyde takes it away. Here they come on the charge, 4-on-2. Jawan Hill tips in his own miss. And we've seen in the last two visits here that Jawan Hill, he can light it up immediately because of his presence and the ability to follow through on his shots. Good ball fake right there by White. Behind the back, Friesen-Laddie fires a three. Joel Friesen-Laddie from the center. It's a 6-point game. And a quick grab right there and a foul. So Joe Razzo, as we could see, not happy with that play call. But nonetheless, they'll get the ball back on the sidelines. Okay, substitutions on the play. We have Brian Akenkube coming in. And once again, a diamond in the rough for the Lightning. "90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tate, double team, breaks through. Here's Hill, falls away. Misses the top iron. Here comes Friesen-Laddie. And he does the right thing, lets the ball go out of bounds. So the London Lightning establishing their second string as we wind down through the first quarter. KWJ, short three. Akinkube fights for the rebound and gets it to go with the jump hook.
He's really a guy who's been working on his offensive game. You know, he came in here, he looked more like the defensive stopper type, but now he's added a little bit of a game under the hoop for his game here. It's really been a nice addition for the Lightning to give them that second big off the bench.
Wood, good pass inside to Dwayne Smith, who gets it in with no harm and easy doing for him. 40 seconds to go. Friesen Laddie tried to pass it to Kirk Williams Jr. That falls off, but the Lightning will maintain possession.
You know, I think Friesen Laddie actually got caught in the air and was bailed out a bit by that Niagara hand reaching there.
Sam Muldrow coming back in. You know what? This is a big threat for the Lightning on these baseline inbounds plays. But Friesen Laddie gets it from the top. Williams Jr. Akinkube spins around, gives it to Kirk again. 6 on the shot clock. They got to do something. He gets double teamed. He gets flustered, and Marcus Capers steps out of bounds. He checks to see if everybody's all right, and they are. It'll be Riverline's ball. 2-second difference between shot and game clock. Shot clock at 21, game clock at 20. 33-27, the London Lightning and the Niagara River Lions, a high-scoring first quarter affair for them. Tate over the wood, fakes between two defenders, tries to go inside. Muldrow loses control of the ball. Well, that's Smith, rather. But Niagara will keep the ball with 4.5 seconds to go and 3 seconds on the shot clock. So, once again, plenty of time to get a good shot off. Here's the inbound. Tate, Smith, off the right hand, no good. Tip in, no good, and a shot clock violation. Nope, they're going to call it a foul. Now,
I think they might have been a little timekeeping boo-boo right there. We'll see.
Yeah, we're just going to see what's going on. There's 0.8 of a second left. So let's just see what's going on. It couldn't be a shot clock violation because the ball hit the rim. So
hit
the
the
shot
rim
clock,
like 3 times.
Yeah, the shot clock would have been dead at the time. So must have been a foul. We'll just find out for ourselves.
Well, I don't think the buzzer would have gone for a foul, so I think there was just a little bit of a hiccup there.
Yeah. Joe Razzo himself wants to see what's going on.
Now I think they're just trying to figure out how much time should be put back on the clock.
Well, let's see. It was a 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 second difference. They're going to keep they're going to keep the game clock as is. 0.8 of a second left. Niagara still with the ball. They'll inbound to the baseline, and this will be the last play of the quarter, barring any fouls. Keith Vassell finding out the situation himself, and now we play on. High pass inside. Smith gets it to nope. He got it off, a good release, but that wouldn't go for him. London Lightning 33, the Niagara River Lions 27. Second quarter action when we return to Budweiser Gardens in just a moment. We begin the second quarter. The Lightning with a 6-point edge. We have a quick game update regarding the Island Storm playing the St. John Riptide. It's the Island Storm up 59-53 with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Good game going on there and a good game going on here. Ryan Anderson catching fire, Chris, and a lot of confident shooting on their side, but Niagara, they keep on fighting through the traffic and everything else, and both of these clubs are equally matched right now. It's a stalemate.
It's been a very close one all the way through, and I think we're going to see another quarter right here just like it.
Herring Jr. with the ball. Gets the ball back inside. Quick whistle on the play. So just underway here for the second quarter. Inbounds to Friesen Laddie over to Akingabe. Friesen gets the ball back. Herring Jr. fights through the traffic, skips it over to Akingabe, fires it, gets it to go.
That's another thing Brian Akingabe has been showing more and more as he's getting more confident. He's got that top of the key shot there.
Brian Akingabe's first year here in NBL Canada. Doing wonders so far. Gives the Lightning an 8-point lead. Waith couldn't control the ball. And once again, this is becoming a crucial vice for the Riverlions. They haven't been able to squeeze the ball on those passes.
Especially with London shooting the way that they have been, you really can't afford to waste a possession.
Herring Jr. stumbles a little bit inside to KWJ. Off the banker, no good. And that will be offensive interference, I believe. And it is. So under a minute away here from the second quarter. 35-27 is the score here on Knockstrom.tv. And another errant pass, but hasn't been saved, but KWJ takes the ball away. Here comes the Lightning in transition. Somehow he gets the ball back. I don't know how, but Friesen Laddie gets it to go.
And another wasted possession. You can't afford to do that against the London Lightning. They're going to burn you every time. Sorry, Aaron.
No, well, no worries about it because, once again, the London Lightning, they have improved on broken plays, so they're able to zero in on that ball real quickly, and River Lions have to find some answers immediately if they want to keep this game going. Marvel Waith from the corner, no good. Quick strip for the ball, last touched by Niagara, so the Lightning will get the ball with no problems. Herring Jr. over to Anderson. Misses from range this time. And now the River Lions get the ball back. Here comes Jalen Tate. Double team all by himself. No help right there from the London Lightning. So it's now 37-29. Under 10 minutes to go. Good pass inside to Akingabe. So on one end of the play, the Lightning did not find any answers in the post, but on the other side, good passes from them.
And should add, Akingabe had a really good game against the River Lions last time these guys met here in Bud Gardens, so Akingabe seems to have something that works against this team.
Waith trying to penetrate the defense. He fires it. Whistle's blown, and he'll go off to the line. Royce White and Garrett Williamson comes back in for the Lightning. So does Omar Strong. That was a good contested shot right there. But unfortunately, Waith, he stretched his arms a little bit too much to absorb that contact. So he's off the line, and that's a bullseye. Marvel Waith has received the line of the night a couple of weeks ago because of his admirable effort offensively. And he hopes he is the line of the night tonight. 9:13 to go, 8-point edge for the Bolts. Anderson into Royce. They're down at the corner.
Good help defense there by Waith.
7 on the shot clock. Herring Jr. to the basket. Rejected by Muldrow, but that's going to be a foul, and Joe Razzo isn't happy with that play. It looked clean from up here, but as we mentioned over and over again, the referee's seen a different
We don't always have the same angle they have.
Exactly.
But my goodness, that looked pretty good.
It was a good take. If you're Sam Muldrow, you can't be disappointed at that. You know, that's execution at its best, and that's what he does best for the River Lions. Blocking those shots to oblivion as Herring Jr. misses the first free throw. So Doug Herring Jr. had a fantastic game last night as he knocks down the second free throw. Strong up top, guarded by Friesen Laddie. Over to Hooper. Hooper trying to break off the double team. Gives it inside. Muldrow misses the shot. Lightning ball.
I think they're going to confer on this one, though.
Quick conference for them. It'll stay Lightning ball. So now the River Lions have to reset after that play. But it has been a good game thus far. Royce brings it up to the right side, gives it to Anderson. Those shifty behind-the-back passes work for him, and a quick foul by Andravia Smith.
Just a bit of a slower pace we've got going with these calls here.
It hasn't.
Pardon me, Aaron. We're going to see Smith go to the bench here, but it's one of those things with the way London's been playing. They've got a lead. They don't mind it slowing down a bit here. See if you can sap any momentum that Niagara might have had right out of them.
After a quick start in the first quarter, a slightly different story here in the second quarter. We have another foul on the play. This is off ball.
This could be on Strong there. Not sure what happened.
So the River Lions pick up 4 quick team fouls. So they'll have 2 more to give before the penalty. White over to Anderson that gets stolen away. Here comes Payon Boucard. Attacks it to the hoop. Gets the foul. So once again, fouls are taking over in the early goings of this second quarter. And you weren't kidding when you said the pace slowed down just a bit for these two squads.
You know, one of the things I do think the Lightning have improved on under Keith Vassell as opposed to last year is when the game does slow down here. You'd see London last year, because they were always a go-go-go team, right? You'd see them constantly putting the pedal to the gas, even sometimes when the pace of the game kind of went against that. And I think they've done a better job of being able to play slow as opposed to trying to dictate their pace the entire way through. Obviously, you want to dictate your pace, but now I feel like they're a little more adaptable with what the pace of the game is going at.
And you can see them running those plays beautifully because of that. Friesen breaks through the front, but Royce White still has the ball. Fights with all his might, gives it to Williamson. 6 on the shot clock for him. Drives to the hoop, fires it. No shot. Quick rebound.
Everyone on Niagara was moving there. That's another good defensive job there. They just got to get a couple more stops and a few less turnovers.
Strong leaves a couple of Lightning players in there. Dust and the teardrop to go with it. Here's Herring Jr. Drives, kicks it. Friesen Laddie fires a 3. Misses it. Good rebound by Herring Jr. Friesen Laddie will reset. Good game going on for both of these clubs. Friesen Laddie goes to the basket, loses control. Niagara will get the possession.
2 straight stops for the River Lions. This is a good chance for them to get themselves back in it.
And the Lightning will take a quick timeout right here. 40-35 is the score. And you know, once again, the pace has slowed down, but a lot of players really coming in to the fold as well. Friesen Laddie for the London Lightning. Brian Akenkube, who's really stepping up from either high over the net and inside. But for the Niagara River Lions, they have a couple of players, too, that have been working wonders so far. And it's been Guillaume Boucard most of the way in the second quarter.
Yeah, and I think for Niagara, it's been really spread out. Marvell Waite, the only guy in double digits right now, 10 points. And then London Lightning, similar case. They've only got one guy, Ryan Anderson, at 14 points. But I think it's been an interesting offensive night for both teams. Both have been able to get it in the fast break. They've been able to play that go game. But we've also seen them run some nice plays. We've seen them set up. Neither team really having any problems on the offensive end. It's just a matter of getting some more stops for Niagara and maybe cutting down a couple of those turnovers, because a couple of them are errant passes that don't really need to be made. And sometimes when you have a team like London that is going to try to push the pace a bit, you tend to make those passes almost as an adrenaline rush, trying to get at that pace. So I think for Niagara, they just got to make sure they play within themselves, play at their own pace. Don't go into what London wants you to do.
And that's right. You rarely see them fold under pressure, but so far in the early goings of this game, we've seen them get a couple of those turnovers right there. So they have to control the ball one way or another. And number two, they got to get those high-quality shots off the go, because we've seen a couple of layups missed, which could have been an easy 4 points for them. And if that was the case, they would be down 1, but they're down 5 at the present time.
Still a great shooting night for both teams. Both teams over 45% from beyond the arc. That's what I was going for there. And then shooting from the field, London blistering right now at 57% and 48% for the River Lions.
Well, if you're both Keith Fussell and Joe Razzo, you got to be content with the shot selection. But it's a matter of staying within your game and becoming one, uniting as a team. That will get the job done. River Lions, they don't want to lose 2 in a row. The Lightning, they want to go for 5 wins in a row. Strong throws the pass, tight roping the sidelines. Marvell Waite gets the ball back, misses the shot, and here comes Doug Herring Jr. as he snags the board. Williamson to the bucket, counted, and a foul.
And Williamson doing what I mentioned Royce White does so well earlier. Adjusts his body, avoids the straight-on contact with Omar Strong, does a great job of making that contact go from a dead-on charge off to the side, blocking foul, gets himself to the line and one.
This is the most acrobatic team that you could see in the NBLC.
Well, it's a quality we see a lot from Williamson. I've been doing NBL games for almost 5 years now. I don't think I've ever seen a guy who adjusts to contact as well as Garrett Williamson does, especially when he's in the air already.
He's very flexible. Tad Mizu sends right there, and it's now an 8-point lead for the Lightning, 43-35 with 6:50 to go in the half. Waite goes off the hill pick, but he'll go back to the top, guarded by White. Gets the ball back. And a unorthodox 3 by Andreas Smith.
He didn't even jump.
That reminded me of Sean Marion. Anyhow, Royce inside, Marcus Capers. But then again, you know what that's called, Chris? That's called a set shot, and you rarely see that in the game of basketball these days. Quick whistle on the play. Connor Wood coming back in for the River Lions. If I had to sum up the River Lions in just one term, it'd be grab bag, because you never know what you're going to get for them. Nobody expected them to go out on a hot start like they did, but they're doing it justice. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Waite looking for help. He finds it in Wood. Wood penetrates. Gets the pass inside to Payon Boucard, and he gets pushed.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy call for the ref there. But you know what? In that situation, Doug Herring, I'm okay with that foul. He's not a guy who takes a ton of fouls, and it's one where a guy had a pretty good look, and you take it away from him. So I'm okay with that foul.
A half 14 seconds to deal with for the River Lions. Here's Tate over the Waite. Skips it back to Tate, fires it from 3, and that's a foul. He's going to go to the line to shoot 3. Both of these clubs now have only 1 foul to give the rest of the way.
.83% free throw shooter here in Jalen Tate.
And we see here he averages 10.3 points a game too. But once again, he's very instrumental when it comes to this all-around Niagara River Lions team. The backcourt has such discipline, and to have him lead it with Omar Strong into the fold, it really boosts up his confidence, considering that he's playing with a guy that knows the NBLC by his heart. And, you know, who knows, he could become the face of the elite guards here in this league as Garrett Williamson snacks down the board.
And Tate, a very young guy, too. 4-year player at Illinois. This is his first year of pro basketball.
Williamson inside to Royce to the basket. So Royce White, that was an easy shot for him. And what a block. Marcus Capers pick up for the Lightning. Here comes Royce White, takes it home.
Huge play for the London Lightning there. Coach Joe Rasso needed to take that timeout.
There's one for the folks back home watching him in Minnesota. 49-36, it's a score. What an impressive run right there by the London Lightning. And here we are again, 49-36. Good stuff from both of these clubs so far, but the London Lightning have been taking it over. Even though Ryan Anderson hasn't caught fire in the second quarter, Royce White and Garrett Williamson really stepping it up for the Lightning, but Marvell Waithe has been killing it for the River Lions as well.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Anderson or Waithe as much as we did in the first quarter there, but a lot of the supporting cast coming through. It was a little bit of a quieter third quarter. However, that last little bit gave London 16 points in only half a quarter. That's not a good sign for this Niagara defense. They got to figure out something here to try to slow down London.
Aaron Sanders and Chris Croucher bringing you the call tonight. Quick three by Marvell Waithe. There he goes again. Herring Jr. off White's pick. Goes inside to three defenders. Gets the teardrop to go.
What a weapon it is to have Doug Herring Jr. coming off your bench again, just like he did last year. Just an all-around incredibly talented player, able to do everything for the Lightning.
And with that, that gives the Lightning a 12-point lead with under 5 minutes to go in the half. Quick fake by Smith, up and in.
Nice job by Dwayne Smith there.
And here comes Herring Jr. again. Off White's pick. And good ball rotation right there by the Lightning. Royce tries to keep it away.
Great help by Marvell Waithe. He's done it again. He's been doing it all game.
Beyond Boucard fights to the hoop and gets it in. And a good pass inside the White. That's get deflected by Dwayne Smith, so it will stay the Lightning way.
Marvell Waithe, every time Royce White has had the ball, he's left his man and just kind of snuck up on him. He almost had a steal earlier in the game. He had one right there. Something London's going to have to keep in mind next time they go down low.
Anderson catches and shoots, fires a three, no good. Payon Boucard on the board. Wood back to Boucard, misses the shot. Whistle on the play, however. And once again, if there's one guy you really need to stop to decrease the River Lions' fast break chances, it's Payon Boucard.
Yeah, he's been one of their better guys in transition this year. He's a guy who's able to get himself to the rim and the free throw line. Almost a Niagara version of Garrett Williamson, in fact, and what they ask these guys to do. He's got a bit of a, he's a little more of a threat from beyond the arc, but rather similar in what they're asked to provide for their team.
That all sums up the high IQ for him when it's on the ball as Joel Friesen Laddie comes back into the game.
Well, one of the things you know Niagara really has a focus on is basketball IQ, just based on how many Carleton Ravens they bring in. I mean, anytime you bring in a crop of guys from a school like that, you're going to have a lot of intelligent players on the court.
And don't forget Joe Razzo on the sidelines, too. Really boosts up the experience. Under 4 minutes to go. Williamson out to Anderson. Goes inside. Falls away. No good. And the ball's kept alive by Royce White. Royce has many options here, gives it to Friesen. Friesen goes inside between 3 defenders, up to Williamson, misses the shot. Late whistle on the play.
It's got to be frustrating for the River Lions. They had a great defensive possession right there, really forced the London Lightning into a lot of trouble. Unfortunately, going to send a guy to the line here. And that's where those fouls from earlier are going to catch up to a team. Obviously, this one would send them to the line anyway. But just like that, they're one foul away from the limit. Next one's going to send London to the line as well, no matter what the call is.
Sam Muldrow returns for the River Lions. He'll pair up with Dwayne Smith. Garrett Williamson off to the line. Knocks down the first one. So a good output of scoring displayed here for the Lightning. Great intensity from the River Lions, too. They are not out of it by any means. As we approach the 3:30 mark. Pion Boucard all by himself. Misses it. Hits the front iron. Williamson with the rebound. Here they come again. 4-on-3. And it's full strength. Anderson kicks it to Friesen Laddie. Misses the 3. And a fight for the ball is recovered by Pion Boucard. And here he goes on the move again. Wood to Muldrow. And Pion Boucard. And it will stay Niagara way. Questionable call. And you hear the Boo Birds at Budweiser Gardens. So in any event, the River Lions will inbound it with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Inbound to Pion Boucard off the left hand. No good. Rebound by Adam Cly. He draws the foul. He will go to the line, and they're in the bonus now.
Pretty easy call for the referee on that one. You're allowed to have your arms straight up and down, but Capers was kind of reaching over. There was an angle to that one.
Adam Cly off to the line.
Same thing. As we said earlier, though, I'd rather him have to earn it from the line than give him a free bucket right around the rim.
And the Lightning gave up a couple of those easy shots now, but now they've wakened. They woke up to the occasion inside, and now we're under 3 minutes to go. A 7-point game here at Budweiser Gardens. Laddie with the fake pass, drives to the center, looks for White, gets taken away by Cly. And a quick foul by Friesen Laddie, too. So Adam Cly returns to the free throw line, shoot 2 more. Knocks down the first one.
Hasn't had to take a ton of free throws this year, but he's only shooting 40% from the line right now.
And he splits the pair right there. And here's Anderson, passes the timeline over to Williamson. Williamson back to Ryan. Good save right there. Those are one of those high-quality pressure plays that you really got to rely on. Wood fires a 3. Williamson on the rebound. Whistle.
And the Lions got to start turning those bonus possessions into points. Just they've got these extra opportunities, and that's what you're going to need to do, especially now where every foul is going to send London to the line. If you're going to close that gap, you got to start capitalizing on the extra opportunities that you're given, especially as we get to the back end of quarters when the fouls become a problem.
It's much more of hustle and vision when it comes to these situations, so substitutions on the play. Marvell Waith returns as Sam Muldrow sits out with 2:21 to go in the first half. So once again, Garrett Williamson, 8 points now to his name, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. So that's a guy you got to look out for if a double-double is expected in this game tonight.
Yeah, I think you gotta have a little bit of foul concern for Niagara right here. Omar Strong and Sam Muldrow already both at 3 fouls. That's something where if you're not able to use them as much as you want here, you're going to be putting a lot of minutes without your best three-point shooter and your best shot blocker on the court.
That's going to take out a lot from the all-around game. Connor Wood again for three, misses it. And Capers is the one who snags the board. And here comes the London Lightning. White wants a pick from Capers, instead deters it over to Friesen Laddie, who goes inside, stops around, gets the fake, misses the shot, gets his own board, misses the second chance. Adam Clyde with the rebound, and a good hustle right there. Once again, Marcus Capers flying in the air.
I don't know how no one dropped their beer there.
No.
That was a near collision. Both people there with a nearly full cup and not a drop on the court. Great job, everyone involved.
And a quick hello to the fans, too, that Marcus Capers said there. Wood again. He does not give up, but once again, he's 0 for 3 in those last few possessions. And a quick whistle on the play. As they sort that out, I have to prepare for the Knockstrom halftime. Chris Croucher, the next 134 is all yours.
Well, 55-47 for the London Lightning. As Aaron mentioned, 1:34 left. It's going to be London Lightning ball here after what looked like a little bit of jostling between Payan Boucard and Joel Friesen. We're going to have a timeout by the River Lions. We'll be right back after the timeout. And we're back after the timeout. 55-47 for the London Lightning. 1:34 left in this half. Of course, Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince will be ready with the halftime show in just a bit, but we got a little bit more basketball to get through first, as the London Lightning are going to inbound the ball shortly. It's been a high-scoring affair. Both teams over 25 in the first quarter. And, of course, scoring a ton here, too. Here's Doug Herring with the ball. Works it around Williamson. Loses Waithe and able to convert on the difficult layup. Garrett Williamson with the outstanding play. Niagara coming back the other way. This is Payan Boucard. Gives it to Jalen Tate, the Illinois grad, dribbling around the Bud Gardens logo there. Works around a screen but doesn't like what he sees. Takes it back out. He's going to go one-on-one on Royce White here. Goes inside, Payan Boucard, gets it stripped. Ryan Anderson, tight ropes along the sideline. Marcus Capers, Doug Herring Jr. fakes, cuts in, feeds Capers. Will it go? No. Niagara River Lions back the other way. This is Payan Boucard. Double teamed, but able to get out of it. Nice pass there. Marvell Waithe unable to convert, but that's going to be a foul called on Marcus Capers. That was a great little pass there by Max Hooper to find Marvell Waithe. We're going to have a substitution, and Dravis Smith coming into the game. Hooper to the bench. Marcus Capers also going to sit Kirk Williams Jr. into the game. London likely looking for some extra rebounding before they take what they hope will be their last shot of the quarter. Couple of boo birds here from the London faithful. Waithe unable to convert. Goes to the line for his second. able to convert on the second, 57-48. London getting ready to inbound for what likely will be their last shot of the quarter. Doug Herring Jr. takes his time picking up the ball. Goes right past Smith. Tough shot, unable to convert, but it gets tipped back out. Ryan Anderson now with the ball. Slows it down, sets up the offense. Royce White using those big hands to palm the ball. Finds Doug Herring Jr. wide open. Unable to convert on the three. Riverline's back the other way. This is Payne Boucard. They don't have numbers. He wisely steps out. Jalen Tate takes his time, sets up the last shot of the quarter here. Makes a nice pass out to Marvell Waith. Unable to convert the three. London with a Hail Mary. Not off in time. That's not going to go. At the half, the London Lightning leading 57-48 in what was a very high-scoring first half there for both teams. The first quarter especially, one of the higher-scoring quarters we've seen, 33-27 for London in that first quarter. Just a very, very rapid pace to this game. Your leading scorer at the half, Ryan Anderson, 14 points for the London Lightning. Garrett Williamson, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, off to a great start for the Lightning. Looking at the Niagara Riverlines, you've got Marvell Waite at 14 points and Guillaume Payne Boucard, 9 points, 7 rebounds. We're going to go downstairs to Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince for the Knockstrom halftime show. Take it away, Aaron.
All right, Chris, thank you. 57-48 is the score at recess. The London Lightning and the Niagara River Lions really playing up to the momentum of this game. JP, we mentioned it at the pregame show, this game has everything, and, you know, everything has been going for both teams so far, but the Niagara River Lions haven't got the edge in the second quarter. It has been the London Lightning all the way if you look at the stat sheet.
Yeah, exactly, because right now London's winning the way in terms of turnovers, unfortunately, for them. But on the good sides for them, I should say, points off turnovers, they got the advantage. Reboundings, they got a +8 advantage. Assists, +10 advantage. Steals, they got to still catch up on that. But points in the paint, 10 points advantage right now. Second chance points, 4-3. Bench points, 14-13. Just about every single stat you can have at this point, they got the advantage right now, Aaron. And right now, London's just, at this point, gotten things going. Even with the slow down pace in the second quarter that just wrapped up, they're still shooting 52% as a team.
And you know what? It helps out when Ryan Anderson gets off and running immediately, scoring 14 points in the first quarter. He simmered down a little bit, allowed guys like Brian Kingaby and Royce White to come in. But for the Niagara River Lions, I think the player that stands out to me, despite the stats, have been Guillaume Boucard. The hustle has been working out for him, and the way he works off the ball and absorbs the contact through the traffic has been keeping Niagara alive in this moment.
Yeah, 9.7 rebounds on the stats sheet, but he's been somebody, a lot of players, I should say, who've been trying to get these steals for the River Lions, trying to make sure they do not make mistakes and let out flimsy turnovers, or bad turnovers, I should say. So he's been one of those players that has been one of the spark plugs for the River Lions to try and get themselves to compete against this London Lightning team, because they need to make sure they are on full cylinders, and he's been the one leading the charge. On top of multiple players trying to save balls from going out of bounds and trying to keep balls going and plays going using their tippy toes.
Well, what more can you say about that? I mean, once again, I'm impressed of how both these clubs played in the first half. Even though the London Lightning has the advantage, it has been a really close game so far. Niagara River Lions, they knew what they were getting themselves into before tonight. They want to avenge a loss from a couple of nights ago. They kept it down within 9. There are so many occasions where I've seen them attack the basket, but they let up on too many easy shots. They missed so many layups that, you know, if that wasn't the case, the lead would be like down to 6 or 5 in that occasion. So they really got to pick up on that.
I'm glad you brought that up, because they've been missing those kind of opportunities. Drives inside, open layups, sometimes open jump shots. They cannot afford to keep having them happen. Same with the free throw line for them. 12 of 18 for the free throw line, 67% as a team. That's a lot of points being left on the table as well. On top of that, an extra 6 points. If you make those 6 free throws, you're down to a 5-point game just like that. That's not without the points made inside that they've had those chances for, Aaron. So they can't afford to miss those big shots inside and miss those opportunities, and they got to keep up those chances, because if you let any free points go, London will try and take advantage. And right now, London, they have that advantage too, even when they left the free points on with a 6-10 advantage on 6 of 10, I should say, from the free throw line. London still leads in that chance too.
So who has to turn on the jets for the Niagara River Lions? Because there's so many people that we talked about already in this game, but who really got to step it up to bring this team back and try to win here?
Right now, I think you got to go and try and get Boucard on top of Omar Strawn, because Omar Strawn, he's been trying to go more inside tonight than outside. He's been having chances on the outside, then deciding, you know what, I'm going to drive inside and go for the floater layup or the mid-range jump shot. Maybe he has to try and get some more three-pointers, because from the beyond the arc, he has just been 1 for 3 and has been more afraid of that. Maybe try and set up some pick and rolls that eventually lead to him being open. Marvell Waith as well. Keep him going, because he's been somebody that's been the one who's been active on the three-point line so far. 50% from the stripe from beyond the arc right now, 3 for 6. And he's been the one wanting to get the ball, maybe feeding the ball a bit more. And you have to find a way to get Samuel Boudreau involved, because they've been unable to find a way to get him in the post game tonight, Aaron, because they've had a few turnovers trying to get it down low. Find some kind of way to get him some open space, to get him a layup inside, possibly a slam dunk on that pick and roll chance as maybe the second rower coming in, or possibly as a fake fade, possibly. I don't know. You got to find ways to get a bunch of players involved, especially when you have a in-depth team like you have London.
Before we mention the London Lightning, let's pan the camera quickly over to center court. They're doing a quick presentation representing local basketball players over here. But, you know, nothing warms the heart more, JP, when it comes to the young players really learning the game of basketball, and they're getting their just due. So let's just listen in to hear that, and we'll get back to you in just a moment. Once again, big recognition right there. This is a great cause. They raised $25,000, and you know what? That deserves much more than a round of applause. That deserves, you know, a great message in humanity and humility right there. That's just amazing. So let's look at them one more time before we get to the keys for the second half. There you have it, the Laurier Rams. Okay, JP, we'll go back to the Knockstrom halftime. Second half, you know, a lot to expect from the London Lightning, but you know what? I've seen a lot of improvements from the second string, and they have been working so well in the second quarter. Can we expect a lot more from them in the next 24 minutes?
I think so. As you mentioned, with that second string playing very well for London so far in that first half, I think you're going to see a lot more of them, and especially if London wants to try and spread out this lead a little bit. It's still a 9-point game at this point, and they probably want to spread this out. So you got to get more effort from guys like Doug Herring Jr. Continue to have scoring from him. Bring in some extra playing offense. Brian Akinkabe also had some good plays from the post in the early going in the first quarter. Maybe give the ball down low to him, as he's also been able to get some second chance opportunities. A lot of different things to watch for London that's for sure, especially with that second string.
And we'll see how that unfolds. It's only a 9-point game right here at Budweiser Gardens. 57-48 is the score. When we return, we'll have the call for you for second half action right here. You haven't seen nothing yet, folks. We're going to turn up the Jets in the second half. When we return for the second half in just a moment. You're watching the London Lightning on Knockstrom.tv. All right, second half time here at Budweiser Gardens. 9-point edge for the London Lightning. Aaron Sanders and Chris Croucher on the call. And we have seen what will go down as one of the greatest first halves from both of these clubs this year as a quick strip away from Marcus Capers. Nothing discouraging to talk about in the locker room in the first half, I would assume, but the River Lions find themselves in a little hole, but they could dig out of that, as we've seen time and time again. Anderson, again from the parking lot, trying to pick up where he left off in the first quarter, but that one wouldn't fall for him. Here comes Guillaume. To the basket, no good. Probably stripped away by Williamson, but it'll stay the River Lions' way.
I have a feeling there's going to be a bit of a slower pace just to start this quarter as both teams kind of feel out what adjustments were made at the half.
Catch and shoot right there by Marvell Waite draws first blood for the River Lions in the second half as the lead has been cut to 7. And a quick strip away, Omar Strong, the reason why. Here's Jalen Tate. Off to Payon Boucard. Strong again. Right on the arena logo. 9 on the shot clock. Brings it back to the top. Over to Waite. 5 to go on the clock. Modro fires it, gets it to go.
Some nice offense here from Niagara. They're being patient. They're making sure the shots they take are the ones that they want to take.
Joe Razzo encouraging his team to get back and play D immediately as Anderson catches and shoots again, and that time it connects. Tate guarded by Anderson. Modro one-on-one against White. That's a good matchup right there if I ever seen one. Waite, again, no good. Rebound, Doug Herring Jr. Herring Jr. has the butterfingers, but he retains the ball. Dougie to Royce. Royce at the three-point line instead flies it over, gets the ball back. Herring Jr. behind the back, a little how do you do. Goes inside with all of his might, no good. Ball's kept alive by you-know-who. Doug Herring Jr. gives it inside Williamson, and a quick foul by Muldrow.
Just a little too rough there by Muldrow. I like that pass by Doug Herring Jr., though. Caught the whole defense kind of sleeping there. Williamson making a really nice move to get under the basket and open for that pass.
Well, I think we mentioned this already. Sam Muldrow will come up to the paint with execution and all that, but a little too much firepower on him gave him the foul. But then again, it's a tough task to take on, especially if you're going up against a flexible guy like Garrett Williamson.
You know, the bigger problem with that foul by Muldrow is that makes it 4 fouls in the game for him already. And with the missed free throw, he has to stay in the game here.
Not the time to panic if you're the Niagara River Lions, but you really have to be careful. 9:30 to go in the early goings of the third quarter. Payon Boucard on the pull-up, no good. Rebound, Marcus Capers. Here's Capers down the lane. Over to Williamson. Back to Capers inside. Takes it home to Mama.
Beautiful give and go between Williamson and Capers there. Coach Joe Razzo sensing that momentum swing. I think that's a timeout you need to take because London was really looking good there for a nice stretch.
10-point game for them right now. And Marcus Capers coming alive on both ends of the court. So now, Chris, if you're the Niagara River Lions, what do you have to look out for?
Fouls right now. That's the thing that they've got to be careful of. Sam Muldrow just picked up his 4th foul in the game. I think part of the reason you call that timeout, we've seen London go on bigger runs, but they called that a little early just so that they can get what I imagine is going to be a substitution for Dwayne Smith done so that they don't have to worry about Muldrow maybe picking up a 5th foul. You got to have him later in the game. I think it's just going to be about discipline, both offensively and in terms of the fouls. Offensively, they were doing a really good job of playing within their offense, not doing anything too fancy, just going with what was given to them and turning that into 2 points. I think when they had let London back in, they were trying to run the floor a bit, try and do the fast game with the Lightning, try to keep up with them. I think they need to play at their own pace and play within themselves. And
the London Lightning, they've been capitalizing on the fast break plays. But defensively, if you're the River Lions, knowing how big of a situation you're in with the foul troubles, how do you capitalize on that fast break without trying to pick up a foul up front?
How do you capitalize on London's fast break? I'm sorry, Aaron.
when it comes to the London Lightning with the fast break and everything, because they're known for that in the league, but with the Niagara River Lions, their main problem is they're fouling inside to the post. But if you're trying to catch up with them, how do you capitalize on that? You still try to go for those steals, or you just let them score those easy buckets?
Well, I think it depends on the player. It depends on the foul situation of the individual. So, I mean, a guy like Muldrow, absolutely, you kind of want to see him let the play go. But I think any other time, you'd rather take the foul and make him earn it at the line.
And like you said right there, Dwayne Smith is coming in for Muldrow. I think it could come down to both Waite and Dwayne Smith for the front court, if that is the case. As Niagara still trying to pull through here. And here's Strong for three. Misses, but Smith gets the rebound, back to Waite. Strong, open three, and an easy three for him.
Again, wide open, and it was a shot that they didn't force. They didn't try to run and gun. They just took what was given to them, and it turns into 3 points. That's what they need to do a little bit more of here.
Here's Royce, one-on-one against Smith, gets double-teamed. That gives Herring Jr. an open shot, and it circles the drain. No good. Capers on the rebound, fight for the ball, and he retains it.
There clearly was an adjustment by London there, because when Waite brought that double team that was causing havoc in the first half, White immediately was looking to the open man and found Doug Herring Jr. there. That's London making a nice adjustment.
Herring Jr. all by himself to the basket on the J, no good. And here comes the River Lions again on the attack. Strong, off the Waite pick. Now off the Smith pick, Guillaume Boucard. Smith, and a quick steal by Anderson, and that's an easy deuce.
Really heads-up play by Ryan Anderson there to get that steal. And he jumped that route, so to speak, if we're talking football terms, so well that it basically just landed right in his arms.
That's one of the problems for the Niagara River Lions they got to find answers for, and that's another broken play by the River Lions that the Lightning have retaliated on. Anderson, another three.
And again, we see the River Lions on offense getting a little greedy, going for a pass that wasn't really there, as Dwayne Smith's going to miss that shot. We see them taking something that wasn't given to them. We see them trying to run and gun a bit, and it turns into turnovers just like this.
What a save by Royce White. And on the other end, he gets his just due, goes inside to the basket. No good, but he's off to the line.
Sweeping lineup change for Joe Rasso here. He's definitely trying to get this in check. You can't keep calling timeouts every time there's a run. So we're going to see 3 different River Lions coming into the game here.
And no choice for Joe Rasso but to play on in that occasion. And, you know, that's basically one of the questions I've been trying to get answered on Niagara's side is, like, when it comes to broken plays like that, how do you recuperate after that and make sure you realize that you have to squeeze the ball more and try to look for more confident passes? Those 2 possessions right there did not work in Niagara's favor. Connor Wood checked into the game as well. Same with Juwan Hill. Fight for the ball is Smith. And Hill gets it stripped away, and here comes Doug Herring Jr. on the attack. Capers, yes. Well, you see Joe Rasso has no choice but to play on. They'll have the media timeout coming up. So I'm sure there's going to have to be some adjustments made as Marvell Waite knocks down the 3.
Again, that was a shot that was open. They didn't force anything. Those are the looks they need to start taking more of.
Herring off the right hand. No good. Rebound. Here comes Omar Strong. Connor Wood, here he is. Another 3. He gets it to go.
Again, wide open looks set up. They're just playing within themselves. This is how you get back into a game. Now they need some stops.
Back-to-back open shots for the River Lions. They cut this lead to 9. Here's Royce in action against Hill. On the double team. Here's Anderson. White with 6 seconds. Goes inside, misses it. And here comes the River Lions. They're coming back at this. Hill to Wood. No shot. Here comes Capers. Over to Herring Jr. And to Williamson again. Flies inside. And no dice right there, but a foul is called. And that will lead us to our media timeout. But once again, fantastic play right there by Garrett Williamson. It looks like they will play on. So Garrett Williamson once again causing fits in the Niagara defense. They did not expect him to get the ball on the transition, but lo and behold, he was wide open right there for the back door.
And Williamson's a guy in the fast break you always have to be aware of. He's so good at almost trailing the play and getting himself open for that pass if the initial fast break doesn't necessarily work out. He's great at being that third man in.
Garrett Williamson attacking on both sides tonight. 5:36 to go. Pop-up three, and it's rejected by Royce White. Flies inside of the air and denies his shot. I don't think Omar Strong expected White to pop out on that end. Here's Cly all by himself to the clustered London Lightning defense. Niagara ball.
Yeah, Clyde's going to hold his hands on his head there. That's a shot. If they're going to leave you open like that, you got to turn that into points.
Conversions have been issues for the River Lions, but now, with them inbounding it from the sideline, they've come up with a good shot. Here's Waith off Smith's pick. Knocks down the three.
Waite's feeling it from beyond the arc. They got to get him to take more of those shots. He's one of the few guys who's got the shooting game going right now.
Williamson out to Herring Jr. into Capers. Flies in, switches hands. And here's Waith again.
Absolute heat check right there. I don't even blame him for taking it the way he's been shooting.
Loose ball recovered by the Lightning. Here's Herring Jr. over to Royce. Takes it home with the right hand.
Again, London in transition, so lethal, so tough to stop.
Royce coming alive in the third quarter. Quick strip by Wood, kickball on the play. KWJ and Joel Friesen returns for the Lightning, and for the River Lions, Guillaume Payon-Boucard. So if there's one guy you really want to heat up from the River Lions side, that's the guy with the ball. .16 on the shot clock. Payon-Boucard tries to drive inside. They gets denied. Strong makes the three.
You know, this three-point shooting with the Lions, they might have something cooking here. Again, it's been the same problem with them this game, though. They need to get some stops a little more consistently.
And they got to stop Royce White, too, who's been getting open looks. Here's White with a fake. Gets it stripped away by Payon-Boucard. Here comes the River Lions, 4-on-2. Driving to the basket, to the hoop. Whistle on the play, too many steps.
London defended that well. I believe it was Kirk Williams Jr. and Doug Herring both in there, making sure they got in his way, but cleanly didn't take a foul, and just very smart play. Immediately,
Payon-Boucard gets out of the game, and Adam Cly takes his spot. With 4:05 to go in the third quarter, 76-67 is the score here on Knockstrom.tv. Dougie off Williams Jr.'s pick. Friesen Laddie. Royce trying to attack, gets double teamed, gets blocked. Second chance opportunity, strikes it rich.
I mean, how do you stop that? Good to see what the delay is here.
And you called it right on the button.
Yeah, delay a game on the London Lightning there.
A little too anxious on that play, but despite all that, they lead by 11. Wood. Into Smith. Off the left hand, that was a whiffer. Here comes Royce White. Crosses over through everybody, gets it inside!
Oh, man.
Royce White on the attack.
Are you kidding me? Royce White, what a play.
Hello, goodbye. That's his mentality right there. Here's Smith, fires a three, misses it. Here comes Williams Jr. He thought he was going for a baseball pass, but he composed himself. Williams Jr. fires a three, misses it. Here comes Wood on the re.
Oh, Royce White just threw his mask there.
Uh-oh. Looks like a job for Royce White. Cly inside, rejected
Nice
by
block.
Herring Jr. Smith on the pickup. Got it.
Yeah, I think White just frustrated from wearing that mask. Those things get really sweaty and gross. And if you feel it's throwing off your game, you can get some frustration like that.
It's going to mess up your vision, too.
Yep.
Oh, I can imagine it's hard to look through that mask, too, especially if it's a certain color. It's just going to block your vision much more. So we're going to see if it will all pay off for Royce White the rest of the way, but he will be sitting down.
I think they're going to just let him cool off a bit. Kinkube back in the game.
Yeah, Kinkube had a really good second quarter, too, if you look at it. So once again, the confidence of this second bench for the London Lightning really paying off here tonight. Strong gets the 3 to go.
Another big 3, and the Riverline's not going away. They're hanging around here.
Lead's now been cut to 8. Capers, the little footwork. Herring Jr. Ill-advised pass, but Williams Jr. saves the day. Herring Jr. with a little shake and bake. Shakes, bakes, takes, doesn't make, but he'll go to the line.
That's going to be the 4th foul on Marvell Waith right there. Another Niagara Riverline, another key Riverline in foul trouble.
So right now you got Waith and Modro in foul trouble right now, so they have to be careful because they got another quarter to go.
You got Waith and Muldrow both at 4, and then also Omar Strong at 3. So a couple of key factors here for the River Lions who might see their minutes limited down the stretch here simply because of their foul troubles.
Guillaume Payon-Boucard set to come back in if Herring makes this free throw. And once again, this is where confident shooting really have to come into effect if you're the River Lions. Waith will take a breather. Max Hooper and Payon-Boucard will return, rather. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, 82-72. Lightning with the lead. They have led the whole game, despite the River Lions keep clawing and back into this game. And now this is where they have to take evasive action. Niagara 7-6. London Lightning 6-5. They want to go 5 in a row. Good pass inside. Modro misses the slam. Herring Jr. on the pickup. Capers. Dougie, one-on-one against Strong. A mismatch. Spins around. Fights for the ball. Gets tangled. Over to Kinkube. Fires it up right there. Yes.
And a foul on Omar Strong. That's going to be his 4th foul, too.
And Omar Strong pleading his case right there, but the referees won't have any of it.
So that's just about as bad a play as you could have happen. First, you miss a Kinkube on offense. I'm not sure who was covering him, but he got absolutely abandoned offensively, and he's really telling the ref about it. And again, that's the 4th foul on Strong on top of a defensive possession that ends with disappointment for the River Lions.
Strong really has to be careful now if he does come back into the game. Jalen Tate will take his spot. Here comes a Kinkube again. Less than 90 seconds left. Here's Herring Jr. He'll go to work. Loses control of the ball. Mojo snags the rebound. Almost lost control of that himself. But the River Lions retain the ball. Good spin move by Payon-Boucard. Breaks off Herring Jr. Here's Tate. Tate near the timeline. 1 minute to go. Tate driving. Picks up the foul. So a lot of questions that have to be answered for the River Lions in the final 12.5 minutes here in this game.
Should add Doug Herring Jr. 10 assists in this game right now. Plenty of time. He's, again, the guy who currently holds the franchise record for assists in a game.
Kinkube, another block by him, making his presence known into the hoop. So Kinkube doing a real good job filling in Royce White's shoes as he steps out for a moment. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Quick catch and shoot 3. Kinkube again. Back-to-back blocks.
Looks like he dinged his head there, though. He'll be okay. Huge play by Kinkube. This guy has been an absolute revelation for this team.
Like a bolt of lightning. He comes in when you least expect it. (84-72) is the score. How did Capers break off between those two defenders? I'll never know. Friesen Laddie over to Williams Jr. Back to Friesen. Herring Jr. gets it to go.
What an ad this has been for the London Lightning. What a huge addition. Doug Herring Jr., a guy they had last year, a guy who's been an NBL All-Star, a guy who is just absolutely ridiculous to think that they can pull him out and get him signed. Just what a huge addition that is.
An advocate to the bench. 3-second difference, shot clock, game clock. 8 seconds to go. 4 on the shot clock. Inside Tate fires it up. Spins around the drain, gets it to go. It took a minute, but nonetheless, they got it. Steal by Clyde, fires it. It will not count if it goes, and it doesn't, but impressive display in the final few minutes from both of these clubs. 87-74 is the score. Fourth quarter action will return here at Budweiser Gardens right after this. Closing time at Budweiser Gardens, the final 12 minutes here in this one, 87-74. The Lightning have led the whole game, and we'll see how this unfolds. Aaron Sanders and Chris Croucher on the call here on Knockstrom.tv. Glad to have you with us. Herring Jr. one-on-one against Pion Boucard, breaks free. A good strip right there by Omar Strong. He has 4 fouls to his name, so he has to be careful on that. And we want to welcome the viewers who just watched the Island Storm St. John Riptide game. The Island Storm pull off with a 5-point victory over the St. John Riptide, 99-94. We welcome you to this game and hope you enjoy this from the west side. Stolen by Strong. What a good hustle right there. Inside, Jalen Tate misses the shot. Pion Boucard fires it, fouls.
I was going to say, when Strong does something like that, you got to turn that into points. Lays out first, makes the strip clean after having issues with the fouls, makes the strip clean, and then lays out over the scorekeeper's table. Just about ended up in Brenda's cookies there.
I hope Brenda and Mike Delohe's all right, because trust me, without them, there can't be any scores tables.
Well, I mean, that scores table, all the candy, you've got cookies on that table. If all that went spilling, there's a tragedy on the scene.
Oh, absolutely. That ain't no sweet escape, I'll tell you that right now, folks. I'm going to have to get a couple of cookies after the game, check to see if all the scorekeepers are all right over there. Anyhow, we get back to this one. Capers the Friesen Laddie. I'm not kidding. I hope he doesn't mess with the cookies. They're the best in the world. Friesenladdie with the three. Falls away, got it.
Oh, man. Huge shot there from Joel Friesenladdie.
Whoa, baby. Expands this lead to 14. Tate to the basket inside. Clyde tries to swoop in, but Capers gets the block foul on the play.
Keep an eye on Omar Strong because it looked like both Capers and Kirk Williams Jr. just trying to get under his skin a little bit on the way back down the floor there.
Once again, we got to expect the intensity and the aggression from both of these clubs. I mean, we mentioned over and over again that this is a rivalry in the making, with all due respect to the Atlantic Division and what's going on over there. But still, you have the Express and the Lightning, but the Lightning and the River Lions this season, oh boy, howdy. So this is Adam Cly. Back to the line. He misses on that one. So Marvell Waite set the check back in with discretion. Gets the second one to go. So we'll see how this last 11 minutes play out. Here at Budweiser Gardens, Ryan Anderson comes back into the game. Williamson, 15 on 15. Now here comes Capers. Akinkabe looking for a pick, gives it back to Capers. Defers it to Williams Jr. Spins around, kicks it out. Anderson all by himself, send it home.
Oh, man, that extra pass from Garrett Williamson. Such a smart heads-up play. Sets up Anderson for that amazing three-point shot.
Anderson now has 25 points.
50% from the three-point line.
Impressive. Strong. Over to Boucard. Drives, fires, misses it, tipped around. Fight for the ball. Akinkabe saves it. We got a pile on the floor. And Williamson loses control of the ball. That was a play nobody expected right there. We had a pile up on one end of the court and get Williamson try to take responsibility, but couldn't control the ball there. Under 10 minutes to go here. Skip pass over to Muldrow. Waite all by himself. He gets it to go.
That's going to make it 24 for Marvell Waite on 8 of 13 shooting. He's really feeling it tonight.
Bukar's a rebound away from a double-double. But, yeah, 24 points for Marvell Waite as he leads scorers right now on Niagara's side. KWJ, triple teamed, gets his own rebound, gets rejected by Muldrow. He makes his presence known immediately. Here comes Waite. Over to Tate. Gets the three.
Again, the River Lions just not going away. Every time London looks to kind of end it, the River Lions have a little bit of a bite back.
11-point game here. Anderson from the parking lot again.
Are you kidding me? I've said that a million times tonight. 8 of 14 from the three-point line for Ryan Anderson. He's actually within striking distance of his record for three-pointers made in a game. You have to think he kind of didn't play a whole ton in the second quarter. You almost think if he played that, he might have the record already. He's shooting so well.
Trying to pick my brain here, but I think he set that record last year at Cape Breton. And Capers is down in a heap as a shot is missed. He gets back up immediately, back on defense. Tate loses control of the ball. Kickball on the play will stay Niagara's way. So Ryan Anderson on a tear right now. 28 points, 8 of 14 from the three-point line, 10 of 17 from the field goal.
Big impact there. Muldrow goes down.
Now, we usually see a lot of impact from Sam Muldrow tonight. That hasn't been the case with 4 points, a board, and a dime to his name and a block.
Hasn't been able to play a ton due to that foul situation, though.
Here's Tate. Muldrow fights off on KWJ. Outside, Strong fakes. Left Anderson in his dust, misses the J. Muldrow tries to save it, but KWJ is there at the right time. Anderson, Kirk Williams Jr. with a little crossover to charity stripe. Here's White. White, the jump hook. No dice, but he's off to the line.
Yeah, I don't think Niagara's playing that the way Coach Joe Rasso wanted. You could hear him yelling double team from up here.
Two vocal coaches going at it against each other tonight. It's a 14-point game for the Lightning as Royce White misses it, and he has his mask back on, so we'll see if that will be a factor.
Again, it's one of those things you don't think it would affect you that much, but it just bothers you, and it's one of those things that knocks you kind of out of your rhythm, out of your comfort.
You got to have a good POV of that to realize what he is going through when he's on the court with that thing. Boucard over the Strong. Strong, left Anderson in his dust. Waith misses the three. Royce slaps at the Capers. Capers to Anderson. Williamson gives it to dribble handoff. Williamson up and in.
Oh, man, that pass with Royce White and Garrett Williamson, the little give and go. You got to love it. Great play by those two.
He ping-ponged that ball right to Williamson. That's good awareness. Strong over to Muldrow. Over to Tate. Here's Strong. Drives, fires it, misses it. Ryan Anderson with the rebound. Good defensive stop by the Lightning as they spaced out the Niagara's offense right from beyond the arc. Capers driving, KWJ right at the three-point line. Over to Williamson, drives inside, puts it up in with the left hand. River Lions call for timeout. 100-82 is the score. It has been impressive so far, Chris.
Yeah, London really pulling away here with about 7 minutes left in the game. For the River Lions, I don't even think they played that bad a game. It's just they haven't been able to connect on those extra opportunities, and London's been shooting the lights out, so it hurts you even more when you aren't able to convert on those extra opportunities. One of the examples I was noticing earlier in the game, the free throws at the half very much favoring the River Lions, but they had only made two more than the London Lightning had, even though they had almost double the free throws. So that kind of a point gap at the half carries over to here. And you see a lot of those little things that have built up over the game end up in a result like this, where London has had an outstanding game. The River Lions have also had a pretty good game on offense, but they aren't able to turn those extra opportunities into points. They aren't able to get those extra little things that help you throughout the game, and it builds up into what has been a pretty great demonstration of how to shoot the basketball by the London Lightning.
Well, you know, the River Lions, they had a good game too, but they're playing like the Windsor Express last night. You know, they got some good shots to go, but unfortunately, they weren't able to catch the hot hand early on as the Lightning drew first blood right out of the gate. Ryan Anderson, for one example, 14 points in the first quarter. The River Lions haven't capitalized on that ever since.
You know, one of the other things, the ideal number you want to hold a team to and that you want your team to be at is 25 points in a quarter. That means you're on pace for 100, and if you can hold them under 25, your defense is on pace to hold them under 100. That's kind of what you're looking at as like your ideal number, right? Mm-hmm. London's had 30-plus points in the first and the third quarter. You can't allow that. If it happens in one quarter, you can kind of fix it, but if you have that happen twice in one game, you're really going to put your team in a rough place. And again, they just haven't been able to stop that. They haven't been able to put a little plug in the dam for the since the second quarter, really. That's the only quarter they've been able to hold London's offense.
And a quick steal right there by Royce White. Good awareness right there into the post. He tries to control the ball. He gets flustered and is taken away by Tate. Here he is on the breakaway, upside to Waith. Puts it up and in. It all started on being flustered. Royce White, Anderson catch and shoot way off, but a good deflection by Boucard. So the River Lions right now, they are in jeopardy of having a 500 record here. They want to clean up house immediately with this final 6 minutes and 18 seconds. Anderson catch and shoot once again. Ryan Anderson having a fantastic game.
For those keeping track of that record, that's 9. 6 minutes left to play. He's only 3 or 4 away, pardon me, from the record.
I wonder if the Lightning bench know about that. Strong catch and shoot for the 3. Oh, Jalen Tate, rather. (103 to 87). Williams Jr. over to Anderson. He's open. Oh, boy, he puts him on skates, but couldn't find a way to convert. Williamson on the follow-away, got it to go.
You can tell they're really looking for Anderson, see if he can make a run at that record there.
He tried to turn Connor Wood's legs into pretzels right there, but he couldn't find a way to penetrate to the basket. And Anderson gets Connor Wood's goat and flies right into the crowd.
You see the hops there to get over the chair? Only a 1-seat gap to get through, too. Great little display of athleticism from Anderson.
You know, I think it's a suggestion to play a game of hurdles at halftime. I think he would win. Never count out Ryan Anderson. 7 seconds on the shot clock. On the drive is Payon Boucard with the easy basket. A nice kiss off the glass. .16-point game for the Lightning. Anderson gets it stripped away. Here comes Omar Strong. Strong, Waith for the 3. Misses it. Boucard again on the follow. Tries a fight for the ball, and he got pushed. Lightning will take a timeout right here. 105 to 89 is the score. The only game in town right here, and we're glad that you tuned in here because we might be in the makings of history. Ryan Anderson with 31 points and his remarkable display from beyond the arc shouldn't be anything of a surprise to the NBL Canada nation here.
Well, it's funny. We've got the 2 guys responsible for the best 3-point shooting nights in NBL history, both in the building. Omar Strong at 12, Ryan Anderson at 13. And I don't know if there's enough time for him to get to that record. He's got 9 3-pointers made right now. Time is running a little short, but either way, just an outstanding display from Anderson with 31 points. A couple other guys on the London Lightning who've had a good night. Garrett Williamson, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, doing a little bit of everything. Royce White, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Then Doug Herring Jr., 11 assists, doing a great job setting out his teammates. Looking at the Niagara River Lions, Marvell Waith has done absolutely everything in his power to help the River Lions here. 26 points, 9 of 16 shooting. He's had a pretty good game here, but unfortunately he hasn't gotten the support. You've got Omar Strong at 16 points. Guillaume Boucard, double-double, 13 points, 11 rebounds.
Guillaume Boucard is going to be one of those elite players at the end of the season. He'll get an award of some sort, I believe, at the end of the season. Probably newcomer of the year. A little bit too early to debate or decide on that, but you know what? The way the Niagara River Lions have been playing, you know what? Anybody on that squad can be a worthy candidate. But on the other side, the London Lightning, 4 of their 5 starters are in double digits at the moment. The only person that isn't in there is Kyle Johnson, who needs 5 more points, but I don't think he's concerned at any way of trying to catch in with that squad because their team is up 16. Strong on the inbound, gets it to Tate. Here's Wood. Knocks down the 3. Connor Wood, a 3-point specialist off the bench, been very quiet tonight. But he got his 3 to go regardless.
Hasn't really been a terribly great night for the River Lions shooting, only 41%. However, they've gotten a little bit closer by shooting 40% from the 3-point line. That's a much better number for them.
Royce got hit by Payon Boucard. And he'll fix his mask immediately because of that. River Lions 3 more fouls to give. Lightning have 2 fouls to give. as we're wrapping up here at the Budweiser Gardens and wrapping up 2017 here for our broadcast as well. Williams Jr. up and in.
And again, we saw Marvell Waite try to bring that double team. And instead of going for the full cross-court pass, White usually would go for, he's going at the top of the key.
KWJ striking it rich right there. 15-point game. Now it's cut to 12 again. Jalen Tate another three. Quick run around to Ryan Anderson. Anderson gets fouled by Tate immediately. And they have plenty of fouls to give. Here's White to the basket. Over to Williamson.
Beautiful pass right there. Royce White, just eyes like a hawk, able to find Williamson cutting in.
And the lead is now 14, 109 to 95. Tate off Waite's pick on the right. Waite, double team, skips it to Strong. Back to Tate, fires it at will. He draws the foul.
Now that's going to make a huge difference at this point in the game, but that is the fourth on Kirk Williams Jr. there.
Doug Herring Jr. set to come back in for the Lightning. Kirk Williams Jr. getting a nice hand as he goes to the bench. Jalen Tate, I think I mentioned, he was a breakthrough player for the River Lions when he came in here. 15 points to his name tonight, along with 4 dimes. Perfect from three-point range, too, to boot. And looks like Sam Muldrow's going to play out over here. He has 4 fouls in the game, but the way Joe Razzo has this set up, I believe, he's just going to let him play it out until he either picks up the foul or the game ends. And that will do it for Sam Muldrow. That ends his game. So therefore, Niagara will go deep into their bench, and we're going to see Kevin Churchill in for the first time tonight. Capers inbounds to Herring Jr. One-on-one against Wood. Here's Royce. And Churchill immediately fouls.
I don't think that was 6 on Muldrow. I believe that was only number 5.
And you're right. It's 16 fouls on the River Lions.
So yeah, Muldrow's going to come back in the game here because I think there was a little bit of confusion about how many fouls Muldrow actually had. Looks like they're trying to figure it out.
You see, on the side of...
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, on the side of doing these games, I do college too, so sometimes it takes a while to get back into it. Usually it's 5 fouls to foul out, but keep on forgetting in the pros it is 6. And we got that out of the way, thank goodness.
Well, I think the people downstairs had a little bit of trouble on the foul count there. I think Joe Razzo made that substitution thinking Muldrow was at 6. And they're going to pull Churchill right back out and put Connor Wood back in.
Well, amidst the confusion, there are people that are getting time on the court here as the lead is now balloons to 13. And the London Lightning en route to 5 wins in a row. Unless if the River Lions bring up a big comeback. Quick foul down near the basket. Ryan Anderson with the foul. And here's the inbounds pass from Jalen Tate. Inside to Muldrow. Nine seconds to go on the shot clock. Leon Boucard gets stripped by Anderson, but he picks the foul. That's going to be his 4th.
pace slowing down here a bit as London just tries to bleed out that clock as much as they can.
111 to 97. Both clubs are in the bonus here on out. Leon Boucard, a double-double for him. Couldn't get the first free throw to go. So the River Lions aren't trying to box out. They're getting back on D on the other end as Royce White gets the ball, spins through, and here's Williamson over to Herring Jr. Herring over to White. White to Anderson, fires a three, misses it. Reach in on the play.
Not sure who they're calling that on. I would think it was on the River Lions. Yes, that's going to be on Jalen Tate. Pardon me, that's going to be his fourth, sending Capers to the line as they're over the limit.
Marcus Capers going off to shoot two. Capers had an amazing game last night, and tonight is no exception. 11 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for him tonight. Andravia Smith set to come back in for the River Lions. So Marcus Capers off to the line. Max Huber comes in for the River Lions as well. Misses the first free throw. So once again, the Island Storm beat the Riptide earlier tonight. And the London Lightning en route to 5 consecutive wins as Capers misses both free throws. Hooper with the rebound. Tate over to Wade. Tate again. This is a three. Rebound by Williamson. So the London Lightning picking up where they left off last night. Gets back-to-back wins. About to go 5 in a row. And Royce White fires it no good. But once again, I think it's the return of Kyle Johnson and all of that is just really coming together for the London Lightning.
Yeah, I think this has actually just been a little bit of a statement for the London Lightning. These past 2 games, they started off the year looking a little out of whack. They had suspensions early. They've had injuries, and I think this is a bit of a statement by the London Lightning. We're back. We're the team that won the championship, and we're going to keep winning. So I like what I'm seeing from the London Lightning because they're playing just like they were at their peak last year.
And you know, with those 5 wins, they moved from 4th place all the way to 2nd place, knocking on St. John Edge's door right there as Royce White knocks down the second free throw. And at the risk, if I don't see you again, Chris, have a happy new year and all the best to you. We'll see you guys down at the Knockstrom postgame, but for now, we leave you with Chris Croucher.
Ryan Anderson goes for the strip, doesn't work. Waith dribbling around here, holds on to the ball. Now he needs some help. Unable to get that help as Ryan Anderson coming back the other way. Royce White with the slam. Gets this crowd on their feet one last time before we hit the doors. Here comes Adam Klee up the floor. Tries to make the feed into Churchill. Waith almost gets stripped there. Doug Herring Jr. went for it. Ref's going to call a foul there as both teams getting ready to empty the benches here. That's going to be a Kinkube coming into the game, as well as Martin Dixon Green. And Dwayne Smith checking in for Niagara. Pardon me, Dwayne Smith will shortly. Waith makes the first. And makes the second. Dwayne Smith going to check in for Waith, who put up A great effort here for the Niagara River Lions. Unfortunate in the result, but a great game nonetheless. Capers just looking to bleed down the final minute of this clock. Big feed. Oh my goodness. Marcus Capers finding Doug Herring Jr. He lifts those arms, he raises the roof, and he almost hit it with that jump. Max Hooper, the three-pointer to answer. Probably a little too late, but you can't let London get too high here. Doug Herring Jr. getting aggressive. They're going to call moving screen on Brian Akinkube. .3 left, 117-102, London Lightning. This is going to be Klee. Thought about the shot, doesn't take it. Finds Hooper, can he make it another? No, Brian Akinkube with the rebound. Herring Jr. getting ready to take it up and see if they can end this game here. Martin Dixon Green. Looking to get some space from Hooper. Shakes him. Nails the shot, getting on the scoreboard. London bench loving this. Klee just dribbling it up. Probably just going to let the game clock end here. 3, 2, 1, and the London Lightning have won this game 119-102 in just a huge back-to-back for this team. Again, it's nice to be at home, and especially nice for the London Lightning the way they played these past two games, getting 119-plus points in both games against two of their Western Conference rivals, in the Central. The Niagara River Lions tonight, the Windsor Express last night, in a game that we really look to for all the shooting exploits that we saw tonight, and none more impressive than the night Ryan Anderson had. 31 points on 11 of 19 shooting from the field, 9 of 16 from beyond the arc, and just an incredible night for the London Lightning veteran and reigning NBL Finals MVP. Some of the other standouts for the London Lightning breaking the 20-point barrier were Royce White and Garrett Williamson. White almost at the double-double, 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. And Garrett Williamson flirting with a triple-double himself, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. And, of course, we got to give a shout-out to Doug Herring Jr. with a double-double, 10 points, and helping his teammates to the tune of 11 assists. Just a great all-around effort from the London Lightning. As for the Niagara River Lions, Marvell Waith, unfortunately, unable to help his team get there, but he did everything he could. 28 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Guillaume Boucard, 13 points, 11 rebounds, just to get himself that double-double. Good effort from the Canadian player, who's definitely having a standout first year here in NBL Canada. Some of the shooting numbers for both teams, the River Lions shooting 42% on the game, 41% from the three-point line. And then the London Lightning just shooting lights out, essentially from start to finish. 60% from the field and an incredible 50% from the three-point line. That's going to be tough for any team to beat there. There's some photo taking going on the court, and then shortly after, Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince will have you for the halftime show.
Well, we've seen the Lightning dance back. They took our spot at the end of the game, but regardless, I think they highly deserve it, and so did the London Lightning with this 119-102 win. And JP, we've seen the London Lightning dance their way to 5 wins in a row, and Ryan Anderson is one of the key solutions to all of that.
Yeah, Ryan Anderson, you mentioned him. He was able to turn things really around after that slower second quarter, coming up with a gigantic 31 points, Aaron, as you mentioned. So he definitely turned things around after scoring 14 in the first, nothing in the second, and really just helped put the game into cruise control, especially in this fourth quarter, because at times it felt like the River Lions might have been able to creep back, but in this fourth quarter, London was just able to take advantage of any mistakes the River Lions made down the stretch.
And, you know, they did what they did last night against the Windsor Express. They drew blood immediately. I think it helped out to Ryan Anderson's 14 points in the quarter, but they struck it rich, and Niagara River Lions, they had good opportunities to make those points, but they were good for them, but unfortunately it came at the wrong time. They weren't ready to put their pedal to the metal, so to speak.
Yeah, they weren't, because at times for the River Lions, yes, they had a lot of positives. Yes, they got a lot of good baskets and were able to keep up, and whenever London, especially in the third quarter, got up to, say, 13 points. River Lions shrank it back down to 9 points, 8 points, 10 points. But in the fourth quarter, that was the negative for them, because when they couldn't do that, that's when the Lightning were able to stretch it back out. Whenever they missed free throws, especially Boucard when he went 0 for 2, I think that's what was the main deflator on the bench sideline possibly for the River Lions, because that could have shrank it back down once again to 12. Instead, it stayed 14. Lightning eventually went back to the line on the other end, and that's eventually helped seal the end of this game. So they had to really turn things around, I think. I mean, they had a lot of chances to close it back up, I should say, and turn things around with the bit of their struggles, especially at the start of the third, but they just did not have the same momentum they really had, especially in the first half, to maintain the pace that London had in terms of when they were scoring in basically drives and basically rows of points.
Well, Guillaume Boucard, hats off to him. Despite his double-double, the River Lions couldn't get the job done. But you know what? I see a lot of good things going in for him in 2018.
Yeah, he's somebody that I think is going to be a very hard worker and has shown it throughout the season. And tonight really showed it, fighting for loose balls, trying to help his team, driving inside, trying to draw contact, get layups and free throws. But in the end, really, once again, just not enough time / not enough, really, not enough pieces, I think, so to speak, in the end in terms of what they need to have working tonight to get themselves closed up for this fourth, especially in the fourth.
Not a good way for the Niagara River Lions to end the 2017 year, but you know what? A lot of expectations for them, but you know what? Once again, we keep on alluding to this. Nobody expected the Niagara River Lions to start as hot as they did, especially with a new coach and basically a new squad and everything else. So hats off to them. But for the London Lightning, they don't have to play again until next week, and you know, it's going to be a doozy for him, because when it comes to 2018, the title's going to be up for grabs no matter who you are. It's like whether if you're in first place or in fourth place in that matter. But the London Lightning, they're on the right track to go back-to-back defending champions.
Yes, they are, as you mentioned, because now 5 straight victories for them. They're getting red hot at basically the right time once teams are starting to really establish themselves. That shows with London that they're finally coming together, especially as a core, and coming into the new year as an offensive squad, and on the defensive side. Basically, a lot of the gaps that we're seeing in the early parts of the season, they're not as much showing now, if not non-existent anymore, so to speak. So they're turning things around at the right time, heading into 2018. They just got to keep that momentum up into January, February, March, because you know there's going to be a few changes probably from a couple different teams to keep up with the London Lightning, especially in terms of depth and especially in terms of their scoring, because they've been shooting the lights out. The question is, who's going to be able to stop the deadly attack of their outside shooting and their inside scoring whenever they can't leave a defender open when they try and defend that perimeter?
Well, that's right. Let's move over to courtside down to the center court as we wrap up right here. And I'll tell you something, the other game that was going on, the Island Storm and the St. John Riptide, the Island Storm, they pull up an upset because, you know, once again, it's hard to beat the Riptide down at Harbor Station when it comes to that matter, but they were able to pull it off. And once again, we keep on saying time and time again, the Island Storm is a force to be reckoned with in the Atlantic Division. And once again, it's a refreshed team too with a new coach.
Yes, it is. It's a refreshed team with a good coach for sure. And they were once again looking good tonight, as you mentioned, with that 5-point victory tonight. So they got a lot of positives. There was a ring ceremony, of course, tonight as well during that game, I believe. So with them now at 8-4 in the season, they're getting things continuing to roll on in the right momentum, especially for the Island Storm squad. They have a lot of different new players coming in, especially in that starting lineup this season. But if you have guys unexpected, like a Chris Johnson or a Franklin Session continue to perform, or Devon Maxwell, you're going to continue to get points after points. Just I think part of it, too, is you got to get some scoring off the bench. Tonight, for example, they didn't really have much bench scoring. For the Island Storm, that didn't really play for their way. But think of it this way. The Island Storm, they were down by 9 points after the first quarter. You can't, when you have to bring that second unit, you have to at least have some offense. Let's say an extra 4 points to that. In case, for example, St. John's offense, I should say, did not slow down. If it didn't slow down in the second quarter, might be a different story tonight.
Absolutely. Final words here, as this is the final broadcast for us in 2017.
Final thoughts? I have no idea what to say about 2017. Okay. I'm just going to say 2018 is going to be an interesting year. Let's say it that way, and especially a great year with you, my friend Aaron, because it's going to be a great broadcast year, I think, for Knockstrom and I think for everyone else. Hopefully for the league as well. We'll see for everything else.
Well, Happy New Year to you, my friend, and thank you for, once again, your help and your analysis for 2017. And plus, you came back a year ago, and boy, howdy, like we say over and over again, you get better and better every game.
Better and better every game, and better as the year goes on. So can't believe it's been a few years now of doing these broadcasts, and can't believe that we're already coming to 2018. It feels like just yesterday we were still at St. Clair College, still studying at the Mediaplex.
And I'm not sure a lot of London fans would be happy to say that. They got Fanshawe and the St. Clair rivalry going on. But you know what? Nonetheless, 3 years ago we started doing this, folks. And you know what? This was my 86th game. This is our 40-something game together. And you know what? You can't ask for anything better than what we've gone through over the past few years. So it's been good. That's how we wrap up 2017 right here. Final score, Lightning 119, the River Lions 102. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our broadcast here in 2017. And like JP says, 2018 is going to be much more interesting. Of course, Knockstrom returning for the London Lightning telecast and the Windsor Express telecast. We're gonna pack a lot of mileage flip-flopping from one place to another, but it's going to be fun, and we can't do it without you guys. So we thank you, the viewers, and a great crew around here. Matt Shelley, the director, Chris Croucher, of course, color commentator here, Izzy Grondin on camera, and all that other stuff. And we thank all of you once again. So for this new year, for goodness sakes, be careful out there, behave yourself, and we hope you come raring and ready to go for 2018 NBL Canada action. So that's where we leave it for you right there. So for the final time, this has been the presentation of Knockstrom Digital Media, producing the media excellence in Southern Ontario. From Budweiser Gardens for everybody here, until the new year, January 5th, where the London Lightning will play the KW Titans. For JP Justin Prince, this be Aaron Sanders saying, have a happy new year and so long from the Forest City.